You know, Final Fantasy has a lot to do. You have your PvE content with your main story quest, your class quests, maps, raids, savages. You have your PvP content with the crystalline conflict and frontlines. You have your crafting and gathering content, but there's a lot more that you can do. And I decided to take 5 things that I thought might be the lesser known things or stuff that I didn't know about for the first few years I've played Final Fantasy and kind of compile them all into this. So before we get into the list, I would like to thank you all for 300 subs. It's absolutely amazing that I even gotten this far. And if you're not already subscribed, do it. I would greatly appreciate it. Our first couple of activities take place in the Gold Saucer with Chocobo Racing and Verminion. In order to do Chocobo Racing and Verminion, you'll have to take this lift up to the Chocobo Racing area and go straight from the lift to access your Chocobo Racing. Now from here, you can start leveling, training to acquire the fastest Chocobo and race against your friends and NPCs. I'm not quite sure if you go up against random people, but when I queued for it, it was all just NPCs. But it's a really fun mini game that you can do with your friends just in downtime when you're not doing anything. Now, just like regular kind of racing games, they have these little platforms and little boxes that give you boosts in speed, maybe even slow you down a bit, just to give it a little bit of extra challenge to win the race. Now, Verminion, which you get access to when you go right from the lift instead, is just a kind of pet battle activity. While I was queued, I sat there for a good 10 minutes and couldn't get into an actual player battle, so I got a bit of the tutorial to show it off, but essentially it's just a pet battle. It is a very fun activity. If you like real-time strategy games, this mini game might actually be right up your alley. Now we're gonna move away from the Golden Saucer, and everything else here isn't part of it, so it'll be in no particular order. But next we have the Diadem. The Diadem is a part of the firmament, which is used to level up your crafters, and it's a great way to level up your gatherers. The materials you gather from the firmament you can turn in to earn sky builder scripts, and even just sell on the market board for other people to use to level up their crafters. Every time that I've looked up ways to level up gatherers, the Diadem is a place that doesn't really show up. It does give you XP based on what level you are. And not to mention, you also get this really cool cannon that you can use. The next gathering activity is ocean fishing. To unlock the ocean fishing, all you need to do is do this level 1 fisher quest called All the Fish in the Sea. And every 2 hours Earth time, players will have a 15-minute to register, talking to this person in the Limsa Lominsa lower decks. It'll give you a good few minutes to level up your fisher, giving you XP on depending on what level you are. It's also a great way to earn some fish for your aquariums. Not to mention, there is also a shark mount that you can get for 10,000 points on the expedition. Now, the last thing on this list is something that I didn't know about at all until my old FC was talking about it, which is the Airships and Submarines. Airships and Submarines are FC only, and I didn't know about them because they're not really talked about unless you're the person doing them. In order to do them, you must first own an FC and own a house for that FC. Then you can make the airship or submarine based on the schematic from this schematic board. The voyages from the Airships and Submarines are a great way of making money for your FC, and also certain crafting materials that you can only get from these voyages. Not only can you get rare materials, but you can also obtain minions, orchestrions, and other collectibles. Now, those are 5 activities that I didn't know about for years when I started playing Final Fantasy. Let me know what you think in the comments, and thanks for watching.